Welcome to In the Bonus, a hoop show for hoop. My name is Elias Omar, aka Av. I got my man ball player Luck here with me, and of course Vic handling the technical aspects. And we got a lot going on this playoff season. You know, who's that? Is
Hey,
that Chef?
Chef. Hey, Chef.
Hey. And we also got an exclusive interview with a young upcoming baller, young upcoming hooper.
Is he on? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, he's on. He's on. Yeah, we got
my guy Larry Holmes, aka Sef.
What up with
yes,
you?
sir.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Hey, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in the right way.
Absolutely.
There we go. Yeah, so Seth, first and foremost, congratulations. You won a championship. Not a lot of people get to experience that. Yeah, so first of all, yeah, how did that feel?
Word. Yo, Seth, you can hear us?
Yes, you can hear me?
Okay, cool. Now we can hear you. Yep.
All right, now, how did that feel to win that championship? A lot of people don't get to experience winning at that level. How did that feel to win that championship?
Man, it was the greatest feeling, man. It was like a sign of relief, because we already was preaching it, we already knew what it was. Like we were saying champions before we even got to the championship. So, it was what's up.
Great. Yeah, so why don't you let us know, man, how you first got into hoop, like when you were a kid. Was that your first sport? Did you play any other sports first, or?
Yeah, basketball was my first sport. I was playing with my cousin had a team actually. It was called Empire. So we already had a basketball team in the family. So it was easy to just play basketball. I played football for a year as well, but yeah, I just chose basketball like going into high school.
Okay.
Oh, so I got to jump into this one because I hoop, but I had a Division I scholarship to play football, so I appreciate that, man. What position did you play?
Oh, I was a cornerback or a quarterback.
Oh, okay. You played defense. Nice.
Yeah.
Any picks?
So I was the quarterback, and the middle line.
Both. Okay, you play both sides of the ball. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I was on that. Yeah, I was actually good.
Nice. nice. So what made you make the final transition to be a hooper versus football? And I had to make that choice when I was in high school too. I was good at both. And then I had to make the decision on what I was better at and what was going to help me finally get into school. So what was that for you?
For me, it was really time, like, because I was on a lot of AAU teams after that. I was on the Ballers after Empire, and it was a lot of basketball all year round. And then I joined Vegas Elite, and it was crazy. It was like we was traveling the world. We was going Peach Jam. So I had to make a decision, like, or something else. I was like, yeah, I want to travel the world, play against elite players, and grow.
No doubt. So I got a follow-up question, and I don't mean to hog it. I'm gonna give it to my fellow co-host in a sec. What skills did you use to transition from football to basketball, or were there any skills that were compatible in both sports?
Okay, I got you. I would say the skills probably like listening, because as a quarterback, you get instruction from the coach, and you have to go back and tell the team what to do. So offensively, that really helped me as a point guard, to direct things. Physicality, that plays a big role, in footwork. Like, I play wide receiver a little bit, but footwork is where it's at for sure.
Nice.
And then defense. Oh yeah, defense. I like defense. You communicate. You got to communicate through the helmet, through the mouthpiece. So it's like it's a lot of yelling and a lot of, paying attention.
Fire. Y'all take it away.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Like talking, a lot of people don't talk on defense in basketball, and
Mm-hmm.
the better defenders communicate. Yeah, that's a great point. My bad, Luck. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, no. I'm just bigging up the fact that Vic has another, double sport athlete on screen with him today. So that's what's up right there, because I know you can relate. That's what's up. And you know what? I competed against football players. We had these intramural competitions at the college I went to, and we hit the dudes that were the toughest teams in that intramural was the football squad that came through the ball up. I mean, these dudes was, phenomenal athletes, very strong, obviously, but very skilled. And we beat them in the finals. But they were the toughest team we played the entire season. We walked out of there with like little black marks under our eyes, sprained ankles and stuff. But they could ball. Yeah, we came out looking like we played football players. Word, my man Don at Nassau, Don, when we beat them football players, you know what I'm saying, for the finals, we walked out of there injured, but we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
happy.
we did. Yeah, yo, look, y'all remember those days, bro? Like it was like a serious thing. It's funny, man. Salute you, Seth, on everything that you're accomplishing right now, man. That was the thing that my brothers actually taught me to vice versa, to actually work against football players, because they actually made your body stronger in that conditioning, man.
Yeah. Big facts. Yo, Seth, your early beginnings, right? Because you did express already, how early you started. But would you say that yours started on the street ball, or would you say AAU? Okay.
Like I said, it was already in the family. Like the team Empire, we already had a structure, so it was like I didn't even start like playing with a basketball. It was conditioning first. Like we hit the field. So, I was already used to understanding, it's more than just dribbling and shooting.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Because the little bit I got to see of you, because Avarice put me on to you, so I'm not gonna act like I'm a long time fan, but I became a fan very quickly off of the highlights that I saw. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it a $150 with you. So
Appreciate
I
it.
could see, really, I could see it. And I could see, like, in my opinion, what I sense from your game is that you got the clutch gene. You don't seem like a guy that crumbles under pressure. You know what I mean? And what I love about your game that I've seen so far, I see the athleticism, but I see the skill. You're a hell of a ball handler, man. A hell of a ball handler. And you're a hell of an athlete, too, going to the rack. And you do have a jump shot. And you're not afraid to pull. You know what I mean? I've seen you do some things with that ball that impressed me greatly. You know what I mean? So, keeping it a buck. I really am a fan of what you're doing. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So continuing on, Seth, man. What was your decision process as far as like choosing what college you were gonna go to?
So out of high school, I graduated the COVID year. So 2020, it was hectic. Yeah. So what made me decide was really, I didn't really have too many options. I had CSN, which was a new program in Vegas, and I went there 2020. So I went to COVID year and I went another year. Horrible years. Like it was a lot of experience, but we were not good. Uh, I ended up going to California with my brother Jalen Lee. Shout out. I went out with him and I played at Copper Mountain, and we made some noise. Like we made the playoffs. We was actually a good team. And then after that year, I had to sit out a year. Some injuries. I had to watch over my mom here, so I sat out 1 year. So back to the game, I went out first. I went to Southern Utah. I tried out there. I had a good tryout, but it didn't work out as I thought it would. And then I went to GCU. I tried out for it was called the JV team, and I was already telling them like I was trying to go to the Division 1 because in my head I'm reaching out to every Division 1. I know I understand it's a lot of colleges, but I had my mindset on Division I. So I ended up telling him he liked me, and I was like, yeah, I don't really think that's gonna work out. And he sent me to Coach Mossman. Coach Mossman, man, I talked to him, and he was telling me about this little school in Arizona, like a Christian school. And I was like, yeah, I think that would work, because I was already growing my faith with God, and through the battle of not playing that year, it was kind of a little stressful. Not stressful, but it was different. I had to go work. Yeah, it's a different life. So I ended up going out there, tried out one day. He liked me as well, so he said I'm gonna have to earn it. So I ended up going out there.
That's amazing, man. That's a
And I want to say respect to you taking care of your mother, brother. I respect that. As a man that has to help out his parents right now, I respect what you did and the sacrifice you made to do it.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Always for moms.
Yeah, no, that's a story of perseverance and a story of determination and proving who you are and doing what you want to do. I dig that. Yeah. So what was it like this past season where you guys won? What was that like? Like
it was
in the sense of like, okay.
In the sense of what though?
I mean, in the sense of like, was it something that you guys anticipated off the rip in the beginning before the year started, or was it like a growing, like you guys grew together and developed, and then it was like we're better than what we thought we were. We can beat people that we thought we couldn't. You know what I mean? Was it something like that, or just like from the rip y'all clicked and it was dope?
Right, I got you. So listen, this is how it happened. So Coach Mossman, he recruited everybody, so he had a vision. Like he already had a good year, the prior year. So I come in, like he was training us. He made sure we stayed after and overtime. Overtime out. He already had a vision that but he felt that we were better than the last. So he already was anticipating that this was the year. So going to our first two games, kill like 100 to like 60, like both teams, and we were already clicking. We already clicking, but then he ended up getting fired. He got fired for whatever reason, and we had to continue. And that's when my coach stepped up, and he led us all the way, and kept the courage for us to keep going.
Wow.
But I would say my team was very resilient. My team understood to hold each other accountable and just just keep going. Play for each other.
That's dope. I've never like what was that like when your head coach just has to leave? That had to be crazy, huh?
Man, it was wild. It was like we had to meet up. We had to see if we wanted to like still continue, because it was debates that like we weren't supposed to finish the season. It was like it was hard, like because people leave with their coaches, or some kids don't play. Like we lost some players as well, so it was like it was tough.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So Seth, let me ask you a question. What was it like to hold up the hardware? What was that feeling, man? What was that like moment like? What was that like? How did you feel? What was it? Was it more the journey, or was it more the moment that it happened? Tell the people what that was like, and tell the people what. I've asked a similar question, but I want to know about the actual moment. What was that like for you?
Yeah, man, the moment was very special, man, because going into it, I was already like praying, talking to God, so it was like I already understood what the mission was. So it was like, the moment when I got it and I cut down the net, man, it was just like, thank God. And then when I got to the trophy, man, it was like special, because we all worked for one thing, playing basketball, so like getting to hold it and getting the medal, it was the greatest feeling. So it was great.
Hey, let me ask you a follow-up. I don't want to hog the mic. Let me ask you a follow-up question. Because I did some digging and I found this right here.
Oh yeah. That's the base elite days.
So you winning ain't no thing for you. This is light work for you.
Man, I've
winning them chips is light work, right? Talk to us about that.
I've been playing against like elite talent for a minute. You know, growing up, I played on base elite. We were number one in the nation, so we was entering people, you know, making noise. So it was like, even though I didn't understand everything that was going on, I competed and I stood my ground. So they used to call me Trigger.
No, I like that.
I like that.
That's a hot name, man.
I like that.
That was the name of my German Shepherd, man. He lived for 20 years. Trigger. That was my dude.
Yeah,
he passed recently, but that's a hot basketball name, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Shout out, Coach.
Yeah. No, that's a hot name. Keep that.
I think you should hold on to that.
Sure. They know what it is. Shout out.
Yeah, you gotta hold on to it. Own that. You know what I mean? Again, that bespeaks the vibe I feel off of a little bit. I could experience of your game, because like I said, I'm not here to make lies. I'm gonna check you out more next year. You know what I mean? But because you know what it is with me? College ball had been hard for me to follow because of what I grew up under for college ball. I grew up in the era of the dynasties, the 80s and 90s. They were building dynasties. You had ball players that would not go to the NBA on their first or second year. They would hang in there and build something in college, and they would have a 4-year run. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up under that. I was spoiled. So when you have people like LeBron and Kobe jumping straight to the NBA, you know what I'm saying? And then the NCAA started making a rule where you just have to do one mandatory year and things like that. It destroyed the era of the dynasties for me. Although watching guys like you and Karan Boyd and so forth, the guy who we interviewed before you like a couple weeks ago, I might have been missing out on something, because then there's guys like you guys. You guys are actually doing what players did during the dynasty era. You know what I mean? Meaning like you're staying there for like 2 to 3 years, and maybe even 4. That's what they were doing in the dynasty era. You know what I mean? So I might have been missing out. You guys are putting me back, you know, into the college realm now. You know what I mean? Just putting that out there. Word.
Gotcha.
Word.
So I got a question for you, bro. We here with Larry Sef Holmes, hoop champ. You know what I mean? College, getting it in. You know, they call him, you know, they call him pretty guapo. You know what I mean? But we're rocking with him right now. Shout out to the ladies watching at the University of Alabama. You know, we got one for y'all. Anyway, my daughter gonna hate me for that. All right,
Setting them up with
the question. So here's my question for you, good bro. It's game night, the game before, right? Night before game. Practice is over. Coach made his speech. You in the hotel room. You in your dorm room, wherever you at, getting your last minute rest before the game. What excites you? What in your inner core is it that excites you, that gets you up every day to play this game? What part of it really gets you going? Is it the competition? Is it to score the most buckets? Is it to be the best all-around defender you could be? What's the thing that motivates you the most to be the best you could be at this game? Tell us.
Honestly, what motivates me the most is I understand that it's not about me. You know, I play the game to glorify God. So when I go out there, I really just want to show my talents of my ability that God's given me. So going into the game the night before, I'm either meditating for a minute, you know, talking to God. Then I'm putting on like Kobe, Michael Jordan, you know, all the killers. Shea been killing the game. And the defenders, what's his name? I think it's David Mitchell. Man, just watching the game and just, you know, that's what really excites me. Just exciting basketball, little plays, you know, every little detail. That's what wakes me up in the morning, honestly.
Dope.
Nice. So, you know, what I like is that from what you just said right there, like when I was serious into ball, the craft of ball, the sport of ball, yeah, I had my people that used to hype me up too. Like the two-way players, like a Alvin Robinson, who's like an unsung hero. You know what I'm saying? I loved him because he could play both sides of the court. My fun was like trying to steal a ball from an opponent at midcourt and dunk, because that's what he used to do: steal a ball at midcourt and then dunk it. You know what I'm saying? That was just like a thing I used to like to do. You know what I mean? So I always practiced to play to strive to be a great defender. So what I love is that the names you call showed that you want to be a balanced player on both ends. You know what I mean? So I dig that, man. I dig that. Yo, I got a question. Check this out, right? Okay, when you was coming up through high school and AAU, right? What was what method did you have to participate in as far as communicating with the colleges? Because when I was coming up, the way it used to work was like this: the scouts would come out and see you. Then the next thing you know, as an elite ball player, you would have like a book bag full of letters being sent by colleges from D1, D2, JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was like sending you. What was that? Was that the same? Express that to me.
See, with me, I mean, I just wasn't I was doing my thing, but it was like, I think at the time, I didn't really have the vision. So I feel like I was more of an aggressive scoring guard, like a Kobe. And at the time, I don't think the coaches were really like looking at me for that reason. Like, I was really playing the two. So I felt like I didn't get all the letters. I didn't get all the offers, They were saying I was too short. So at that point, I realized, I didn't realize it, but I got put in a position where I had to be a point guard. Yeah. And, I went through trial and tribulation. And, just ended up just playing the role.
Wow. And the next part to that question, and I applaud you on that, right? That you made the changes, because sometimes changes ain't easy for some of us, It's really not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have dreams of being a 6'5" guard, but the reality kicked in and you notice that, you know what? I'm like 17 and I'm just 6 foot and it don't feel like I'm going any higher up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta diversify this game, and get back, playing with my height. You know what I mean? But like,
right.
The next part to that part, was yours more an electronic experience, or were you getting the letters mailed to you? Was it more like emails or joining a website and then kind of promoting with footage of yourself? Like, how was that in your time coming up there at that point?
Okay, so CSN, the first JUCO I went to, the coach came to like a practice and he liked me, so we just got together and that was what it was. After the year 2, I ended up transferring, but that experience I wasn't offered or nothing. My brother Jalen was already offered, and they needed a point guard. So in my eyes, I'm thinking, okay, boom. I'm talking to my brother. I'm like, well, y'all need a point guard. I'm a point guard. Let's do it. I ended up going out there playing the 2, the 3. I didn't even end up playing the 1, but I ended up getting a position because I went out there. They liked me from what they saw, and that's what it was. And then, like I said, after that year, I sat out. And coming back, I was emailing coaches, like from the phone. I was emailing every coach from every school. And I mean, some reached out, some seen, and I was giving all my old highlights of JUCO, and just trying. Some old coaches that I already knew, I contacted them. The coach at SUU, Coach Donald, he gave me the opportunity to come out there and visit. So I drove out there, played. They liked me. Just it just wasn't the right fit at the time. And like I said, I ended up trying to go to GCU, and I called up to the school to let them, like the academic side, know that I was coming up, trying to find the coach. So when I got there, I only found the JV coach. I was getting a tour, and I was like, yeah, where the basketball at? So that's how I got that opportunity to even work out with the JV coach at GCU. Nice. From there, he connected me to Coach Mosby. I drove out there. I flew back because I had just came back from out there. So I flew back out there and tried out one day. And and he said he liked me, and I need to be there when it starts. So I was there.
Nice, 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 nice. Thank you for taking me through that for sure. For sure. Because it's like watching why I asked that question is because watching my lady's nephew, he does baseball. So what I was noticing is that everything he was doing as far as communicating with these schools was through computer. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was like a lot of, I don't know, apps and things like that where he had to put up footage and they would scout his footage and then reach out to him, this sort of thing. So that's why I wanted to hear your experience because I knew like when me and Av and Vic and Don was coming up, everything was like they will come out to see you, they'll talk with you like you described, but you're getting tons of letters after that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If it really hit. Whereas with this young kid doing baseball was more like emails.
Yeah.
And
See,
if
that's
he
the mail now these days.
Mm-hmm.
Email.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if he don't communicate or stay on top of it, then he kind of missed it, like in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. Cool. Cool.
That was exactly like with Kari. Kari went through the same thing. Mad emails,
Mm.
sending footage everywhere. You know what I mean? But yeah, it speaks to the fact that it's like Seth, like you were competing for those spots with every upcoming high school kid, every JUCO dude. You know what I mean? Like so, it speaks to perseverance in your grind, yo. It definitely does. Um, I just
Appreciate
have
it.
one question. I know we're hogging your time, and we way past the time that I promised you, but yeah, I just wanted to know, like, going forward, what are your plans? I know you still got another year to hoop, um, you know, but what are your plans? Like, as far as like, do you want to pursue anything within the sport as a career? Do you want to play pro somewhere, coach, or if you had any plans along those lines?
Well, I'm gonna let you know my number one goal is to go to the NBA, but I know it's steps to that. So I want to go get in contact with the coach the college I want to go to, and after that, overseas or NBA. I just want to continue to grow as a player and you know do my best.
I applaud that, man. I applaud that, bro. I like hearing that you have enough confidence in your game and your how could I say your work ethic. Yeah, we give the fire in the background for that one. That you have confidence in your work ethic and your game to
Appreciate
push it further. I'm applauding that. You live in the dream that some of us can live vicariously through you because we're interviewing you and everybody here had a dream. You know what I'm saying? Everybody here had a dream. So I would say that, I'm hoping that yours follow through, bro. I'm hoping that for sure, for sure. You know what I mean? And I got like
Thank you. I
you know what?
appreciate
And,
that.
and absolutely, bro. I'm hoping the best for you, and I'm gonna keep my eyes on you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna work with Avers to keep up with you because I want to keep up with you and Karan Boyd because you two guys are the guys we just interviewed, and you two guys have done prominent things in your own separate careers. You winning a championship, him winning a Defensive Player of the Year, and things like that, and looking to move on to somewhere else. Which you guys are teaching me how things are being done this day and time because back in the days when I was coming up, yeah, you had from JUCO to the NCAA's, but I'm seeing now you have Division I players moving in between Division I schools. I'm not accustomed to that. That's new to me. So I'm getting a reintroduction to college ball right now. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna follow you guys. I got like one more question along the lines of what Average just did. And then I got like two questions that ain't gonna take too long, right? And it's outside of college ball. Those two last two. Okay. Okay. Moving forward, when you go to your next school, because that's what you're doing. You're moving from this school to another school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. How could I put it? Do you see yourself having a conversation with the next coach and allowing you to have a bigger role? Like, meaning like your role is big, but I mean like starting and I mean like allowing you to go after either more buckets, more assists, like increasing your stat line as far as like what you have within the stat lines that you have. You know what I'm saying? You see that? Or how you feel about the way that the coach used you in this last team in comparison to how you want to be used in the next team?
Right. I would say, like, I always been a starter. Like, it was years that I didn't start, and I felt like from those years I learned how to be unselfish and be a better teammate. So I feel like he did use me as, coming off a bench player, but I felt like I played my role the best of my ability, and it showed. It's
Yeah.
like not always about you. It's about what the coach tells you to contribute. So
Yeah.
of course I would always want to start because I wanna lead. Like, I want to be a leader to help us win. So I would have a conversation with coach, and like, if scoring, like, when the shot's there, good basketball players. I want to be able to make good decisions and be led by the coach as a point guard. So that's the kind of conversation I would kind of have with the coach.
Beautiful. I'm glad to hear that you pushing that conversation too, man, because like, again, we live vicariously through your struggles even once we get to know your story. You know what I mean? Like, I could say for myself, I never really pushed the way that I'm trying to first find out if that's the way you're pushing, and B, encourage you to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Always push for that
Yes,
position,
sir.
bro. Don't let nobody make you feel like they're gonna underuse you, under promote you. You only got this once, bro. You know what I'm saying? So keep pushing. You want the NBA? Go hardcore Holly for that. That's what I'm saying. You guys got any questions or anything surrounding that? Because I have two more, but I'm willing to just pause for a sec in case you guys got a further conversation on that part with them.
Yeah, I got two things I want to run by him, man. I'm gonna put some images on the screen, brother Seth, and you chop it up. You tell us about them.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
I had to make a call for that one. Yeah, I seen my homie post one of those, and I was like, "How you do those?" Okay, yeah, I need one of those. So I ended up. I seen Chris Paul with one. I like that. I like that a lot. I would say so. I put NCCAA because it was a Christian school, Division I champion, Holmes with a question mark, with a basketball.
So you already your own. You already an action hero, man. You got your own action figure. You already an action hero. You ready for the big time, man. You ready for the movies, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. So I got this last picture, and it's gonna drop a couple of names, man. I want you to tell us about these scenarios you were in right here.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. So when I was playing with Ace Elite, point guard, that's Chris Paul. He in the league doing his thing right now. KG, me and my cousin Tyree, we ended up meeting KG in Vegas. That's what's up.
Nice.
LeVar, I was playing with Elite. Yep, LeVar Ball, shout out, shout out. I was playing with Ace Elite, and yeah, he was just there with his son, just hooping. Asia, I was at the dunk contest my senior year, and she came to the event and she showed love. So I ended up winning, getting pictures, playing a little game. It was cool.
Nice,
Shout
nice,
out.
nice. Rubbing shoulders with the right people, brother. You know what I mean? They say when you want to get rich, you hang with the rich. You hanging with LeVar Ball, brother. I like it. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. And again, anybody got anything else related to him directly? Because I got two questions that's not to do with college ball or anything like that. It's more like with pro questions, real quick. So I
Nah,
don't want to.
but
Anybody else have anything relating to his career?
look, you close it out because I told
Okay.
him a lot this time. Let's
You're
let
right,
you.
right. I want to respect the time too, but I'd be remiss to not go into my thing, right?
No, you
My
did.
question to you, as ball player luck, right? The guru that fights against the ref's travel. And what is a ref travel? A ref travel is when the referee allows a ball player to take more than 2 steps to the basket, no matter if it's a Euro step or a basic move, a basic layup or a basic one-leg dunk. All right. What's your thoughts on the gather step? You heard? Yo, Seth. Yo, Seth, you can hear me? 1, 2.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's
You hear
in
me?
and out
Oh,
though.
you can hear me now? Did you hear that
Yeah, what's up?
question?
No, I
Okay,
didn't
I'm
hear the
gonna wind it
question.
up again. Okay, cool. How do you feel about the gather step? What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, the gather step. Okay, my
Yeah.
thoughts on it is it's a little tricky because depending on how you do it, you can get a. I wouldn't say get away, but you can make a creative move. So
Okay. All right.
yeah, if you gather on the same foot, so if your foot's
Mm-hmm.
already down and you gather, you get
Mm-hmm.
2 steps.
Okay.
So with
Okay.
that information, you can get real creative.
Okay. Copy that. So, all right. So my next part. How do you feel about the referee allowing ball players in the NBA to get away with 3 and 4 steps to the basket?
I ain't gonna lie, that do be crazy.
Okay.
How I feel about it, I feel like
Okay.
it's just entertainment. So it's like,
My man.
they're
My man.
not gonna just blow the whistle. It's their job on the line, so I can understand.
Okay. Okay, my
Yeah.
man. You said, yeah, all right. You said it, brother. I like it. You said it's their job on the line. They're not gonna blow that
Yeah,
whistle. It's their
man. Let
job on the
LeBron take 4
line.
dribbles trying to and get a good dunk. What? Better
I
not blow
like
that
it.
whistle.
I respect. I like how you did that. I respect the answer. I respect it, no
Yeah.
doubt. I'm good. I'm good. These guys are laughing because they know that that's my pet peeve. I go hard on that. I call the 3 and 4 steps. I call that the ref's travel because a ref is allowing the player to travel. And when I grew up, we were not allowed more than 2 steps to the bucket, no matter what move you're doing. It had to be 2 steps.
Yeah.
So that's my pet peeve. But all right, brother, thank you for answering those questions right there. No doubt.
Yeah. No problem.
Yes. Anybody else? How we going? We're gonna wrap this up?
Yeah, we gonna wrap.
Okay. Hey, so thanks, my brother. Oh, Larry Holmes, check this out. Do you know that that's a famous name?
Yeah.
Who do you know to
Yeah.
be Larry
Boxer.
Holmes in the general public? Who?
Oh, my dad's named Larry Holmes, but it's no relation to the boxer. My
Ah,
dad
there we go.
like
All right,
'66.
cool. No doubt.
Yeah. So I'm really yeah.
No doubt. Strong name.
Yes,
Man.
yes,
All right, Av, take us out of here, Av.
And thank you. You know what I mean? We connected kind of out of the blue. And it was just because I saw the look of joy in your face holding that trophy, and that kind of like attracted me to wanna connect with you. But I appreciate you agreeing to this interview. I appreciate all the information that you share with us about your life and all the things that you've done. And sincerely, man, I speak for all of us. We wish you the best. We hope that you continue to be successful in everything that you attempt on the hardwood, man. And yeah, keep doing your thing, man. And like Luck said, don't let nobody stop you from doing what you do.
That's right. Is it still on?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Larry.
Yeah.
He's back. He's back. He went
My
off
bad.
for
I'm
a
back. I
minute.
got logged
He came
out.
back. He came back.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. What were you saying? I heard. So I was holding a trophy, and that's why we connected.
Yeah, I just wanted to express our gratitude for you joining us. You know what I'm saying? And sharing the information that you shared with us about your life, about what you've gone through, and we just want to wish you the best. I know everybody else here does too as well. And doing what you do, man. And yeah, don't give up. Keep grinding, bro.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate y'all.
Of course.
Thank you for being on.
So,
And you know
all
what?
right.
as your journey goes on, most likely we'll be reaching out to you again. Come back on, all right?
I got you.
All right.
All right.
Yes, I. Yes,
All
I.
right, man. All right, great travels, man. Do big things.
Got you.
Welcome anytime.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
You too. Yes, yes.
I like it.
All right. So that was the interview with the great champion Larry Sef Holmes. He's so great, he even got his own action figure. Check him out.
Yeah, there you go. Ta-dow.
I
Ta-dow.
love it. I love it. I love it. So before we move on, man, I think it might be Av. We got a little feedback on the line, bro. So if you would like go out and come back in, that might clear up the feedback.
Feedback.
Yeah, like this little twinging.
I can hear it.
Okay, I'll go out, come back in.
Okay. So let's bring Don into the fray. Peace, bro. What'd you think of the good young brother and his journey, his hoop story?
Good story, man. I love seeing like the young brothers like that, man. It's a blessing that, you know, especially for his generation, for brothers not obviously be out on the streets like his, you know, with his generation, where we different from where we came from, man. So I love seeing stuff like that, man. It's a blessing. It's always a blessing, man. I hope the guy keeps going to his dreams, and you know, whether it's NBA or overseas, wherever how he makes it. I hope it's a positive journey that he continues to go on, man. And I would love to hear his story, moving forward, man. So definitely love to stay in contact with the young brother, man, because he definitely got his head on his shoulders. And the one thing I like to see that he said throughout that whole thing was the fact that he put God first. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in itself, to hear that from this young generation, you rarely hear that, man. So that in itself to me was a blessing right there. Just to hear that, man. That was the love, man. I definitely love that, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and he had some very selfless things to say about his approach to the game too. So that was great to hear, you know, from a young man who's trying to move on and be all that he can be throughout his career. Not only is he going to fill up the scoring stat and play above the rim, but he's going to be selfless in his approach to the game and, put others before himself. Hopefully not too much, but hopefully just enough to get it all done. And, we wish him well in all his endeavors, man. Y'all, everybody listening to our 10 stations that we're multi-streaming to, give us a tap, give us a hint, let us know what y'all thought about the interview, what you think about Seth Holmes, his skills, his basketball journey, and we will relay that to him, and we can wish him well on the rest of his journey, man. So fellas, what we doing now, man? We getting into playoff we're straight into playoffs right now.
Oh yeah. Might as well roll out that carpet.
Yeah, man. Here we go.
Walk that walk and talk that talk.
Who y'all got? Playoffs is underway. We are game one of the playoffs are full and well underway. Many teams going at it. Yesterday's games were great, well into the late nights. We were just informed that one team got blown out by 51 points.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Golly, son.
You know what I mean? So we getting all types of shapes and sizes of hoop right now going on. A lot of parity.
Holy job.
Talk to us about all this parity in game one of this playoff venture that we're into right now.
Let's get into it, man. It's just a lot of good teams that are, relatively close to each other. Of course, a lot of teams that are way ahead of the pack. A couple teams anyway. You had a overtime comeback win for the Nuggets over the Clippers. They only won by 2 points. That was exciting. Of course, a comeback win for the New York Knickerbockers. I wouldn't say a comeback win. It kind of felt like we was all waiting for that run.
Yeah.
There was come from the Knicks to put the, you know what I mean, for everybody to click for a little bit, and it happened in the fourth. But nevertheless, that was a really good game.
They went to what I like to call Clutch York mode. I call them Clutch York. That's my nickname for the Knicks since last year's playoffs, because for me, a lot of their victories in last year's playoffs was in the clutch. They might be up 21 minutes. Next thing you know, by halftime, the lead went, and they lost the lead, but then they'll come back and pull it out in the clutch. So my nickname for them amongst my friends is Clutch York. You know what I'm saying? So they were in Clutch York mode yesterday. For sure.
Hey, John, I got something for you and Av, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Ratatouille was cooking last night, man.
Listen, Av, I didn't see the whole game, but that's the first thing my brother said. He said, "Yo, bro, your best player did his numbers." I'm like, "Who?" He said, "Your boy Ratatouille." I said, "Here we go. Here we go." He said, "He looked better than Deuce McBride." I said, "What?"
Hey, in the fourth quarter he got busy, yo, and it was necessary. It was necessary.
Yeah, I heard. Av, I heard he did his numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Knicks have to be able to win ugly games. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're not a good defensive team, but they have to, find a way to grind it out against certain teams. The Pistons are a team, they're a team that's gonna push you around. They're gonna try to play chippy. They're gonna try to draw you into falling into their game. You know what I'm saying? And get into attacks and all that. There was one instance where Malik Beasley was when the ref wasn't looking, he's like, pushing, jostling for position with Deuce McBride, and Deuce got mad. Deuce got, upset. And and he shoved him back. And of course, right when the ref turned and saw everything. And then Deuce got the foul. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, they were able to weather the storm, you know what I'm saying, until our great superhero, that rat with a freaking cape on his back, Super Ratatouille, came in and gave us 11 points in the fourth quarter, man.
Yeah, I heard, man. It's crazy. I seen the clips this morning, and I was like looking, and I'm saying to myself, okay, the announcer said it the day before, and I think Thibodeau might have found Cade Cunningham's kryptonite, and I think is putting Anunoby on him because of the tenacity, the strength, the quickness. He can go pound for pound with Cade and beat that player to kind of neutralize him. I mean, because to hold the man to only 21 points, that's a win.
Yeah, and he didn't shoot well at all. He wasn't shooting well at all. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier before the show, man. I feel like OG kind of was like, for me, he kind of was like the MVP, because when the Knicks when it wasn't really clicking for the first 3 quarters, and Brunson wasn't getting busy, OG was outplaying Cade Cunningham as far as like scoring. Like Cunningham still got the assists, but he couldn't score OG for like the first 3 quarters. Like it was most of his buckets was scored on Bridges, actually. You know what I mean?
How about Big Cat coming through with some defensive stops in the fourth quarter? I was like, what?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I saw that.
Yo, I was like, we about to win this thing. Like,
let's
go.
Yeah.
I was getting hyped.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm a fan of his growth. And what's the name of the other big man? He's back, and that's helped the Knicks a lot. What's the name of that big man?
Mitchell Robinson?
Oh, yeah.
That helps.
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
He came back at the right time.
They're gonna need him, man. They're gonna need him, I think, more than what they think, man. I think especially on the defensive side, and the rebounding, man. The Knicks going to need him badly.
If he could stay injury free these playoffs, the Knicks got a chance of getting into that Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion.
Well, but my thing is, look, I was looking at, I mean, like again, like you just said, the key for Mitchell Robinson. I think the cohesiveness of, I think 1 or 2 games, if they're able to tinker with the lineup to put Mitchell Robinson in at the center and move Cat to that forward position and have Anunoby at the other position, that front court right there, I'm gonna tell you what, I think they will give Boston a problem.
They would. They would.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Thibodeau is gonna earn his money because he's seen playoffs before, and he's gonna play against some coaches that aren't gonna be as experienced as him. Like how he made the OG switch on Cunningham. He's gonna do some different things in the playoffs, matchup wise, because he got the wind and the experience as a coach. Now we're gonna see the coaching difference. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting how that plays a factor into how far the Knicks go.
I'm looking for the Knicks to honestly, I don't know. For some reason, I smell a Eastern Conference somehow between them and the Celtics. And I think you're right, Ab. I think right now, I think that Memphis series is over with. I just think it's over with already. I think it's done. I think it's over and done. I think that it's actually, I would give Memphis a chance, and it actually might benefit Oklahoma to go maybe like 5 games just to give that extra game experience to the rest of them young dudes on Oklahoma.
Wow, you saying they got to use Memphis? Oh, you treating Memphis like a welcome mat right now?
Yeah, it's a welcome mat. I'm putting my mud on the mat. Putting my mud on the mat. I'm sorry, Luck. But Onyx got to go home right now, man.
Throw your guns in the air, buck like we just don't care.
I watched that game in the first quarter and turned it off. When I seen him up by 30, I said it's over.
Yeah.
SGA only shot 4 for 13, with 1 for 7 from 3, only had 15 points and only played 23 minutes. And they won. They won by 50.
And that lets you know that
that's bad.
That series is over. I think next year for Memphis, I think them honestly going to elevate. I think they're gonna have to find a way to get Zach Edey and have him and Ja kind of be that big man, small man combination. And I think along with Jackson, I think they could do some numbers next year.
I know Miami. I know John. I know Miami is trying to get rid of Bam. They're trying to get some real estate for Bam.
I told you, Vic.
He might not be a bad landing spot for Memphis might not be a bad landing spot for Bam.
I like that. I think that I don't know who they're gonna have to give up though, Vic, but I like that move. I kind of like that move because I kind of like the young kid. What's his name? Scottie Pippen's son.
Mm-hmm.
Scottie Pippen.
I like him. I like Pippen's son. I
like the kid, man. He got game. He got toughness too, man. He got game to him. I think they're gonna have to do something with Bane. Maybe he might be the piece that's gonna have to go,
right,
or something like that to get a Bam out of bio. But I kind of like that though, man.
Yeah, because Bane is a credible player. He's a credible player.
I'm liking this kid. I didn't even know. My brother Timmy told me. So the dude Mitchell, that's Donovan Mitchell's little brother.
No, you talking about who? Davion Mitchell?
Yeah.
No, it's not his little brother. People have been saying that they ain't related.
That would have been fly if he was.
I never even heard it. I never even seen the kid play, man.
He's a good player, man. He's nice. He had a big game, but I think that's what's bringing all the light to him. You know what I mean? That last big game, but he's a good player.
Hey, man, talk to us about this playing, and do we think because of the blowout and because of the way the game 1 games are shaping up, do you think the playing? Are there any other teams that got eliminated that may have made a better competition for the teams that are currently 1-0?
No. Nah. No. Nah. I think the only team on that list that we're looking at that's really competitive is Golden State.
Yeah.
As far as the playing teams.
Yeah.
Miami is Miami. They're gonna sneak a game from whoever. Like, I could see them stealing a game from Cleveland just because Miami Heat just plays that way. You know what I mean? Whoever's on the court, it don't matter.
Yeah.
They're gonna, everybody's gonna play smart. Nobody's gonna make mistakes. Wow. But the only one that could even come close to winning a series is Golden State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Golden State. I got Golden State. I got Golden State beating Houston.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Don.
Me too. I want to see that series so bad.
I got them. I got money on that right now. I got
contender or pretender, right? That's what we're looking at the Rockets as. Contender.
I got Golden State.
Right?
I got Golden State really putting it to them. Yo, Vic, your boy is alive. He ain't in the nursing home, man. Steph looking good, man.
Yes, he is.
He got bust his bazooka now because it ain't guns no more. Who was the one who made the bazooka reference?
I tell you what. I think Moody is a key for them. I think he's the new Iguodala.
Yeah, Moody is important.
Okay, I hear you.
I'm looking forward to this series with those two teams because the last game they played. Amin Thompson held him to 3 points, the lowest he ever scored. Held Steph Curry to 3 points. I think like 1 for 10, whatever it was.
Wow. Now I got a question, Av. I got a question. When that situation went down, was Butler already on the team?
Was who? Yeah, Butler was on the squad.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's a big statement. Yeah, Steph gotta one him up on that one, bro. He gotta one him up. He gotta treat that situation like how he treated the situation when Ja Morant held a gun at him walking off the court. You gotta have that energy when he come back on like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you were
gonna on him after that,
if you were gonna design a player to guard Steph Curry,
it's that guy.
It's him. He's fast as hell. He's tall. He's taller than you think. He's like 6'7", 6'8". He can jump out the rim, and he's got lateral quickness. You know what I mean? So
that was like when Scottie Pippen guarded Magic Johnson.
Yeah, it's like it's just a good defensive matchup. Yeah, then you got Draymond versus Dylan. Somebody getting kicked out.
Yeah,
somebody
getting kicked out. So I'm gonna put you guys on to something, man. So it's a little, I don't even know how to call it, but I don't know if I told you guys. So my brother's son is connected with Andre Drummond. Fast forward, Dylan Brooks and them were all close. Come to find out, the young man likes the opposite.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. and he has them at the games.
Okay. Yeah, I saw something along those lines that kind of a while. I want to say like a year or so when he was on the Grizzlies. Something along those lines that made me think that, but
okay.
Far be it for me to mention anything like that without you know what I'm saying, backing. But if that's what it is.
Yeah. I had to kind of like had to have proof until my nephew kind of showed me some pictures, man.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So I was like, okay, all right now. Keep doing your basketball, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we got somebody named Lou who tapped into the show. If you'd like to join the show, you got to put your mic on and put your cam on. I see you in the background. I'm willing to bring you onto the stage and let you participate with the show. I'm not sure what's going on, but if you'd like to, please put your mic or your cam on. You can even use an avatar for your picture and just use your audio. All right, they left. So come on back if you'd like to, and we'll put you up and you can rock out with us. We talking NBA playoffs. Game one. Question for my super intelligent basketball panel. Would y'all say moving forward, especially with how competitive the games are going, a player like Moody, a player like a Josh Hart, who's very utilitarian, you could use him for a lot of different things. Would you think it would be better to have somebody that's like that's a bucket filler, like a Beasley, or somebody who's more a utility player in the playoffs at this point? What do you think is more valuable going down the stretch and coming off the bench? Somebody that could fill it up real quick, give you 16, 18? Or do you think a utility player, somebody can give you a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense, do what they thought Westbrook was going to be for his squad? What do y'all think?
I take the utility player, Vic.
What do you think the use? What do you think the overall, use and because when you told me about Moody and y'all start talking about Iguodala, I started thinking about Iguodala and how valuable he was to their run, to the Golden State run when they were winning championships. And that made me think, what was more important? Somebody that could fill it up, somebody that could give you a little bit of everything.
I take the utility player. I think I like utility player. I think that's why I like Josh Hart so much, man, because he gives you those alternatives. Like he can give you that toughness we all know, but then he can give you any given night. Surprisingly, he can give you like 15, 16, and then he can actually give you that point guard position where he can give you that, 8, 7 assists a game and, the rebounding, man. So I'll take that over a pure scorer, man. If I already have a team that has the scorers that we need, I definitely will love a Josh Hart on my team, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in the playoffs when it's like, all of a sudden, like nobody cares about how many minutes Tibbs is playing stars because your stars are going to play in the playoffs. So you got your big guns on the court 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? So it's all the other guy, the extras. You know what I'm saying? What can they contribute? And I can't get 12 rebounds from Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to do that.
Right.
And that's where Josh comes in. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'll take the utility player.
Hey, ball player luck, man. What you think? Utility player or stat filler?
Utility player.
Okay.
Yo, just to cut the cipher just for a split second, ball related, definitely. I ain't gonna hold you up because I was out all day. So I'm watching my boy, Holy Ja, as I nickname him Holy Ja, because I got nicknames for these guys, right? I must admit, he looks humbled and tamed at halftime. I've never seen him look this way. No more gun aiming in the air. Yeah, I've never seen him look so tamed before. He looked tamed. Like you took a lion and give him a tranquilizer tame.
Luck.
The squad?
Look, they finished. Luck, I told you they finished, man.
They're running all over them.
Look, that's what happens when, remember that little kid that be talking all that shit?
Yeah.
Talking, yelling, screaming, wilding out. And then when dad come and he put belt to ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
He get real quiet, right?
He get real quiet on this
Yo. Hey, Ab, I'm gonna add that little what used to happen to us when we used to get beatings. You had that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, real talk. Word.
No doubt.
Yo, real talk.
That's called getting humbled. You got it. That's that humble pie.
Yeah.
That slice. You got that slice. That
got
humble pie.
Slice of the humble pie.
Hey, let me give a shout out to my let me give a shout out to my University of Alabama girls watching in the bonus. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my daughter. Hey Days, love you, baby. Y'all participate. Y'all give us some comments. Don't just be a watcher. Y'all give us some comments. Y'all give us some love. And let's talk about these
Vic, give the University Vic, give the University of Alabama a fire real quick. Get them that fire in the background.
Yeah, man. Those are my people down there. Deja and all her sweet mates and all her athlete people and all of her acting mates, and they're all participating, and I hope they can all be a part of the show at some point. And I'm still waiting for that Lady Hoops interview, Days. See if you can hook that up. That'd be dope. You see, we got our interview thing rocking, so we're gonna do them right. Real quick though, what did y'all think of Brunson with the ankle piece yesterday? And is this the time of year where if you need him, Joker's gonna play extended minutes. Brunson is gonna play extended minutes on a gimp.
Yeah.
Is this playoff season we in, or you think Thibodeau and the what's the name coaches is doing these people right? Because the playoffs is a long season, man. It's a grind. It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So if you need to sit Joker, you need to sit Brunson. Are those methodologies better or worse for the long term scorers, the bona fide team leaders?
You know what's the problem I have with this? He should have been practicing that during the regular season. To me, if Brunson get an injury right now, right, I believe it's the fault of the coach for the way he managed the starting five with the 82-game schedule that they just had, in my opinion. To me, it's like he's not being practical when it comes to saving these players for the playoffs. He's not being practical. I'm not saying load management. I'm not saying the magic, the most hated word that Magic Johnson has in his vocabulary, because he hates load management, and I respect that. But all I'm saying is play them guys, have some good substitutions throughout the entire season. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
That's another one of my Bama girls. She tapping in. We got the tap in. Av, you want to read that real quick? I don't know if you can see it. Or...
OKC is sweeping 100%. Grizzlies don't stand a chance. I back that 1,000%. That's 100% correct.
No
Holy
doubt. Thank you for your contribution, sweetie. That was hot. That was hot. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. If you feel
holy jaw.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I know who you. So Angelina, I know who you like in the West Coast. Who you like coming out of the East? Talk to us. You too, Deja. Tell us who you like coming out of the East.
Hey, I just wanted to highlight something real quick with the Magic and the Celtics. So the Celtics beat the Magic as anticipated, 103-86, right? So I just happened to look at the box score for the Magic. Banchero had a great game. He had 36 points, 11 rebounds, 14 for 27 from the floor. You know what I mean? 4 for 7 from 3. Great game. Franz Wagner, had 23 points. Didn't shoot well. Had some 5 assists, but I think he had 5 turnovers. It doesn't show it on here. But nobody else on the team scored more than 7 points.
Wow.
They ended up with 86 points, bro. That's like some 1990s ball for real.
For real.
They don't have, if you can't score over 100, you have absolutely no chance against the Celtics.
Somebody answered your call, Vic. Look.
Yeah, that's my Bama cutie right there. Say, Luck, you wanna run that off real quick?
Indeed. Hold on one sec. Let me just get the screen a little big, only because I ain't got the glasses on. And here we go. Yes. So Angelina says Celtics coming out. Bronson isn't completely healthy, so Knicks aren't making out the East. Okay. We got another comment.
That's my baby girl right there.
Yeah, read that one, Vic. We'll pass that to you.
Yeah, man. She says, right, cuz I know so much about basketball. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep tapping in. Y'all keep giving us y'all comments. Yeah, man. You know, we no stranger to the ladies on the show. The ladies love the In the Bonus show. We specialize for y'all. We show out for y'all. We do the
special shout out to Joanne. I know she'd have been here if she could have.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to all my ladies who tap into In the Bonus hoops.
Special shouts to Denise. Special shouts to Chev.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. All our In the Bonus ladies. Y'all come on through and y'all chop it up with us for the playoffs. Oh, one thing I want to say, man. Av put us on early in the show, in the pre-show. My condolences to Av's family for everything that y'all going through right now. I hope y'all stay much. I wish y'all much. I wish y'all much health and healing and peace.
Yeah.
Because during these times, that's really all you can hope for, man. It gets better with time, but I've been there, and blessings to y'all, man, for y'all loss.
Absolutely.
Yep. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just wanna throw that in there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, back to the hoops. Want to just play something for
Don said his computer died, so he'll have to catch us next week.
Okay, no problem. He could tap in on the phone too if he likes, but we appreciate all you gave us tonight, bro. You gave us a lot to chew on, and you know you always welcome here in the bonus, man.
Sure.
Damn, I'm looking at the game and I'm seeing 101 to 55. You know, like when you look at it, and you know, like wow, this is a stomping. Like this is like, what can we call this game? You know what? Before my challenge to the three of us is to come up with a nickname for this game. You know why? Because back in the day, and I'm gonna take it back to the 80s because you know that's my zone. The Sixers played against the Boston Celtics in Boston in a particular playoff game, and this is when the Sixers was reigning over the East Coast, right? Making it to the championship like 3 times in very small amount of years, yada, yada, yada. Dr. J was reigning MVP and all this and that. Man, they called it the Boston Massacre.
Yeah.
It destroyed my Sixers. Because I hated Celtics. I was riding with anybody against the Celtics. Boston Massacre. It was just crazy. So we got to find a name for this game with Memphis versus OKC. Before the show's over, we got to come up with a nifty little nickname because this is at those proportions right now. This is bad. This is embarrassing.
It could have been worse. You look at the numbers, bro. It could have been much worse.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Like for real. Like Ja played like 2 quarters. He played like a half.
Yeah.
I mean, not Ja. Excuse me. SGA played like a half. Not even. So.
They were running all over them.
So real quick, now that we know how the first game of the first round is shaping up for most of the league, any dark horse situations coming out of this? Any dark horse teams giving you any dark horse vibes that might come through and just wreck shop?
Yeah, I think the Clippers, man, are a lot better than people think. They were up by 20 against Denver, and Denver came back, and beat them in overtime by 2. But
I saw that game. Yeah,
and I still think the Clippers are going to win that series.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned the Joker. They played the hell out of him in that series, and I was like, how much is he going to keep up with that? You going to keep up with them numbers every night? Like, that's wild. But
they got one guy in the league that could, like, nobody could stop Joker, but they got the one guy in the league that, like, physically could match up with him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Godspeed. Ball player luck. I think you got your answer.
Let me see that. Hold on.
That's
can you read that real quick?
Yeah. So Angelina said the name of this game, the nickname should be the Oklahoma City bombing.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
We're going to give Angelina the fire for that. That was a fire comment. Gave it a fire bun. No doubt.
Thank you.
Fire bun.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yes, sir. That's it. Fire.
The Oklahoma City bombing. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with the smoke. I'm with that. And this is a historical game for me, at least. So we're going to keep bringing that through the playoffs. Every time these teams hook up in the playoffs, do you remember the Oklahoma City bombing? Where were you when that went down?
Hey, ESPN, Fox, don't be stealing our stuff, man. We got copyrights on this, man. Don't be stealing our stuff.
That's right.
In the bonus exclusive. We don't want to hear y'all talking about that on First Take or no nonsense like that.
Word.
We don't want to hear Skip talking about that.
Yeah, we listening. We got our eyes out there. Oh, Chef got something. Chef says, blessings dealing. Okay, got you. Blessings dealing with a death. I'll be back to show love soon. No doubt. Peace and love, sister. Peace and love.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
in the family. Peace and love.
Peace and love to y'all for healing, man.
Yep,
Peace.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Been there. Don't wish that on nobody.
Absolutely.
Deja says Knicks for the series win by default because I'm from New York. I didn't even know how to spell the Knicks for the longest.
Nah.
I be telling you to watch some games with me, baby. I be telling you to watch them games with me, man. Like, stop playing. You're gonna need that street cred one day. Come on through, watch the games with me. Know who Brunson is. Know who Ratatouille is. We gotta learn these things, man. We gotta learn these things. Yeah, that's fun, man. And speaking of Knicks, I wanted to show something real quick, man, in the spirit of our Knickies, real quick. Even though everybody thinks they're such a dark horse, but I want to show you how New York get down during playoff time, man. This how we get down during playoff time, man. And it's only game one. Check this out.
How we give it up?
Yo, that's not even in the game. They're not even in the stadium. They're losing it.
You know what? One of those games, I gotta go. I gotta go and represent us. I gotta represent us and do some film. I gotta represent us in one of those. I gotta go outside one time. I gotta go outside.
Yeah, that's right outside of the Garden.
Yeah, I could do that.
I saw during the Allen Houston Sprewell days, I saw them play against the Atlanta Hawks in the playoffs where they swept them. And yo, no atmosphere is better than the Garden for the playoffs, man. None. You talk about like you could stand in the nosebleed seats and be shaking.
Wow.
The nosebleed seats be like wobbling because it'd be so noisy. And then we got to throwing popcorn and wilding out with the Atlanta fans sitting below us. It was nuts, man. Ain't nothing like MSG in the playoffs, man. Love that place. Love that place. Yeah, man.
Hey, Vic, did you see your boy at all during the game?
Say it again.
See your boy at all during the game? The legendary beef stew.
Yeah. Me and my son was sitting there, and I was like, "Yo, there go Isaiah. There go your teammate." And he was like, "Oh," and then he started watching it a little bit. He got hurt, right? And is he okay? Is he gonna come back?
No, I'm pretty. Yeah, he's coming back, man. I think he's gonna be fine. Did you see him and Cat get into it a little bit?
Yeah. I was. Hey, man, it's playoff basketball. The bigs are gonna do the bigs are gonna be bigging in the playoffs. That's what they do.
That's his job, yo. That's his job.
Yeah, and we got to keep up. We coining phrases. We got the Oklahoma City bombing. We got to make our references when that team come back and play each other. When those teams play each other again, we got Triple OG. That's his new nickname, Triple OG. Right? Because he's nice with the triple, but he's playing that defense. He's nice with the offense. He's hard-nosed baller. We got to give him a nice name, right? Triple OG and Clutch York, because that's how they win most of their playoffs games. Clutch York is in the house. All right, so we coining phrases, man. We're coining these phrases. The only way we coin them is if we keep using them. So we gotta rock. We gotta rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Colloquialism time.
We didn't talk about that the LA Timberwolves game, man. What do y'all feel on that?
Right. I wanted to pay more attention to it, but I got caught up. I did watch a little bit of it, and my boy showed up, the Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Now, okay, the little bit that I saw in the beginning, I honestly thought the way that homeboy, shoot, I'm going through a brain fog right now. My guy, Luka. The way Luka came out. Oh man, I really thought the Lakers was gonna get that one. He came out guns blazing, ball passing. He was doing his thing in the early part in the first quarter. I was gassed. You know, and then when you hit me that text and I turned on the TV, I was like, oh shoot, what a blowout.
Yeah, they was giving it to him. I was just wondering if they could keep that pace up for a whole series, man. What do you think, Av? You think they can keep that shooting pace up, or should they move a little more to the elbow, get a little more high quality, efficient shots, like Bridges, get closer to the basket, so it's more high quality shots, and it's not so many jacking from 3-point land. What's your thought?
I mean, Angelina said Wolves in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Yeah, like Luck said, man. You know, in the beginning of the game, the Lakers look good, especially Luka. But it was it was different because it wasn't just Ant-Man. Normally, we used to Ant-Man, going to the basket, dunking on people. Now pulling up and hitting the threes, and he didn't shoot well. It wasn't that. It was Ant going to the basket and kicking it out, and dudes was hitting. But I think he had like 9 assists, which like I don't know. I don't know what he normally gets, but that seems like a lot for him. But
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's a tried and true coaching tack when you go into the playoffs. Because if you dribble to the hoop and you get attention, now you get 2-man attention. Now you
Correct.
just dish it to the wing. That's usually an open shot if you're doing the simple math as you're driving. You know what I mean, with your dribble
You
drive.
know what it's like? It's like the Ant-Man. I don't know if it's by design by the coach or if this is just because the Ant-Man is playing the way he knows how to rock. But it's like culturing the defense to react to him. He made them so reactionary to him that it allowed him to dish the ball out because they're accustomed to him being successful going down the bucket.
Yeah.
2 major places he's successful at so bad that they react and overreact. It's him going to the bucket or him shooting the 3.
Yeah.
Sounds basic, but that's what it is.
No, you got to choose your poison on who you're going to allow to get your buckets. You can't allow Ant-Man. He'll kill you. He'll drop 50 on you. So you got to take your chances with him kicking it out.
Yeah.
Hoping somebody get an off shot versus letting him drop 50 on you and getting everybody energized and they got all the mo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you think, Av?
I mean, no, I agree with you 100%. It's just that for him in particular, it's a new kind of a new development. You know what I mean? Like this is a guy he would get mad because he would get double teamed because he wants to score. You know what I'm saying? He literally said that. You know what I mean? I paraphrase it, but he said that. So like if that's what he's doing, then he's playing like early LeBron, early prime Harden, like Luka now. You know what I mean? And sucking it and kicking out for threes, and that's a problem for the Lakers.
Hey, look, do you think that LA will have the legs to keep up with a younger Minnesota team?
No.
That matters this time. That matters this time of year too. If you have if your team is long in the tooth, they may have a problem once Game 3, Game 4 rolls around.
Yeah.
Keeping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're lucky they have that rookie
play above the rim. You know what I mean?
They're lucky that they got that rookie back, the one that they tried to trade. What's that boy's name again?
Connect.
What's his name, Av?
Dalton Connect.
Yeah, Connect. They're lucky that they got Connect back because you know what? The guy that they were bringing over for him, I don't think was going to help them as much as he's helping them now. So I think he's like he's a life-saving grace for them. But there's not enough of that on the team. Now, this is why the Lakers are a dark horse team. Because, how could I say, avoiding, as far as like, if they're able to avoid injury, because of the caliber of a LeBron James and the caliber of a Luka Doncic and the caliber of that rookie and the effort of all the other ball players, of course, but because of those 2 all-stars, those 2 perennial all-stars, they have a chance. They are a dark horse team because of that. But if you're asking me in a practical sense, do I really foresee them keeping that pace up with that type of a team they're playing against? Don't really see it. I don't. Because this 6-man ain't matching that team's 6-man of the year. He's a bad boy. He can shoot from 3-point range. He could take it to the rack. He's strong. he's always been a problem. 6th man of the year. I forgot his name, but he's always been a problem, right? So, yeah, I don't really foresee it, but they are a dark horse team. They have a chance to win. They have a puncher's chance, like I be saying, boxing.
Yeah, I think it's. Look, you got a very good point. I think it's like if you look at who the best players are, like if you list the best players, like on the best player on the court is probably Luka. The next best is either LeBron or him. So we'll say that's 2 and 3, and then number 4 is probably Austin Reeves. You know what I mean? The point guard Lakers. After that, everything else is Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Like from 5 to 14. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if Luka, if those they got 3 dudes, they gotta do everything. Like they might not, but every bucket is created by them. Those 3 guys. And if they tired, if they foul trouble, now LeBron might have a 40-point game. Luka might have a 40-point game, and they might each win you a game or 2, but it's tough, man.
Right.
It's tough.
It is tough.
You
man, I know a couple of Laker fans here and there. I personally know some dudes that's really pulling for the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? But and everybody wants a Cinderella story. Everybody wants one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the marquee team in the league. So it's good for the league from a business standpoint to have the Lakers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How far they go, not really sure. If they grind it out to 7, if they go into the limit in every series, right? That just makes them that long in the tooth approach more evident as they go. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, though, if you get Luka and LeBron in a game 7, I feel like they're gonna win that.
Yeah, they could. They could win that.
Experience edge. Okay.
And they got that. Luka got that clutch in him too. He got clutch. He got clutch in him. He got clutch. And LeBron, for all of his criticisms by certain prominent talking heads and talking point people, and for the ones that defend him too. One thing I can say about LeBron is that through the years, he's improved his shot, and he's become more of a clutch player than he's ever been before in his entire career. In the last 5 seasons, I've seen where he's been in situations where I'd be like, yeah, you know what? He's proven that he has a clutch gene in him, and he's just cultivating it as time goes on, because he's put into situations where he didn't have a Kyrie Irving anymore. You know what I'm saying? And he now had to assume the clutch responsibility. By improving his jump shot, it really helped her in that respect, in that area, So that's why I say, in a 7 game, I agree with you guys. In a clutch situation, those 2 guys are very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, y'all, we almost there, man. But I was gonna do Hoop Streets, but that would take us another 15, maybe even 20 minutes in. So we're gonna do this right here. Av, will you do the honors and take us out, bro?
Of course. But real quick, I want to send a shout out, man, to a brother I knew, a little bit older than me, who passed away recently. His name is Joe Nevedo. And fun fact, we were talking about him earlier today, me and Chevy. Back in the day, he worked at John Jay. This is like late 80s through the 90s, you know what I mean? And John Jay, they actually used the gym to practice in for opposing teams that would come to the Garden before they played the Knicks. They would practice at John Jay. So this brother met, he met Shaq multiple times, Kobe, all these guys. He actually has the ball signed by Walt Frazier and Earl DePearl. Yeah, and he told me a lot of cool stories about those times, and it was really cool to hear. You know what I mean? From a much older perspective, from a much different time than my time, and I just learned a lot from that, man. And it was cool to hear his experiences. So I definitely wanted to give him a shout out. I want to give his family a shout out, and of course Chevy a shout out. big ups, big shouts and props to Seth. Continue what you're doing. Thank you for joining us. Of course, Don and the ladies in Alabama and everybody, man, if you checked in on the show, we appreciate it. Yeah. And the bonus, man. Peace and love, yo. We out of here.
Absolutely. Peace and love.